Good evening, Ms. Richmond. My name is Anthony Beeman, and I'm a social worker here at Colonial Heights High School. I called you in today for a particular issue with your son. He's not doing too well in his classes, and I wanted to get a little insight on what may be going on. How's everything at home?
Home is home. I'm not really there. I work a 9 to 5. I'm a government employee, and then I go to my second job from 6 to 11 at a local clothing store. So as far as being in the home, I leave that to my other children. My son has an older brother, so he lays down the law, and then his sister does mostly the cooking and the cleaning, sadly, because boys just don't like to clean. But I really give it up to my kids. They hold down the fort while I'm not there.
Well, you said your son does a lot of work. Does your son that goes here, does he have any other male figures in his life?
No, I never like to say my son was a mistake. His father and I, we weren't officially involved. It was just something that happened, spark in the moment, a floozy. I don't know how people like to characterize it today. His father and I, like I said, are no longer together, but my other kid's father have a different father, so that does create a strain. My other kid's father, he tries to be there for him, but in a way, I can't blame him for not wanting to do more because that is not his son. My father, his grandparent or grandfather, they don't have a relationship because I cut off relationship with my father. I had my oldest son when I was 16. My father was a pastor, so that wasn't gonna work out. He didn't believe in all the things I wanted to be. So he doesn't really have much of, I guess, a father figure, but he looks. I mean, I'm a mother and a father. I'm a single mother. I do it both, so I don't feel as though that's an excuse for his behavior.
I feel like that's a nice way to look at things, and I applaud you for stepping up to the plate. However, before we get into a little bit more about your son's behavioral issues, I would like to inform you that while your confidentiality is guaranteed, that anything that may be deemed as vital to this case or that may cause harm to someone else, I will have to report it. So, could you give me a little background on how your son behaved in middle school before he got here?
Middle school, I guess that's when he started to change. In elementary school, he was a star student. I never had to go up to the school for him. I had to go for his older brother, but his older brother did get back on track. He also had some issues. But as far as my son here, middle school, I think he started to change with the music he listened to, the clothes he wore, and what he watched on TV started to change, including the friends he hangs out with. He wasn't as bad as he was now or is now. He got in trouble here and there in middle school, but he knew to always get his work done. So I guess maybe that's where it started.
Well, the children usually get out of school around 3:30. Around 3:30, around the evening time, are you available, or how does the evening go when he comes home from school?
I'm not available. I don't even get out of work till 5. Well, that's for my first job, and then I come home, I change my clothes, and I try to get 20 minutes to myself to just relax my mind before I go over to my second job. When he gets home, his older brother's already there, and then his sister comes home in between those times. So what he does at home, he knows the drill. He's supposed to finish his homework, and then he's allowed to play his video game. I need to see his face before he hangs out with his friends. If he goes hang out with his friends, he needs to be back home by 5. So when I come home, I need to physically see him. I don't want to see a phone call. So I do a pretty good job when regulating. I make sure that I see him. He's just not everywhere in the world. And he has to check in with his older brother of where he wants to go, so I know. Because sometimes at work, I can't have myself.
While you're checking up on your son about his location, are you making sure that the work is getting done, that he's studying the accurate amount of hours in it?
Well, when I asked him about his homework, he says he either completed it or he didn't have any, which I know he is lying because he has these horrible grades, and I can't help it. He doesn't bring it home. I don't have time to go up to the school. It's not financially possible for me to take off work. They won't allow my oldest son to go up there because that's his brother and not his guardian. Um, so it's hard. Um, Personally, I don't understand his work anyway. This new generation, day and age, they do everything different, but it still gets the same answer, in my opinion. So that's why I leave the homework up to his siblings to help him with, because they know what to do rather than me.
Oh, that's how you know. Well, while you said your son helps him with the homework, do you think that with you, shadowing him more, that would bring out different results in his academics?
You said I shadow him more?
Yes.
Like, what do you mean?
If you were like to make your presence more known, if you were to be, just here and there when you are home to spend more time with him. I know you talked about having time for yourself, but if you were dedicated just a little bit more time for yourself.
Mr. Beeman, correct? Mr. Beeman, I don't see where that is physically possible. You want me to shadow him at night? I have work. I'm a single mother. It's not possible. And I can tell you from my personal experience, when my father tried to shadow me, I just pulled away. And I don't want that for my son. I want him to still be able to come to me and for him not to hate me as I hate my father.
Oh, I see this as a unresolved issue that you have with your father.
No unresolved. I don't care about my father. Sad to say, I don't care. It's over, it's done with, there's no rekindling.
Well, rather than precipitate these issues with your son, how do you believe you could assess the academic issue, from his behavior?
Is there a way that y'all can pay for him to go somewhere else? I think it's our community. We do live in a bad community, I would have to admit. It's not the best, We could be worse. So, but I work hard to be where we're at. But I want the best for the kids. I really want, to write that down. I want the best for my kids. I can't move. I don't have the finances. I don't have the finances to take them to a private school. I feel maybe if he had a better school system or people that care. Not to say that you all don't care. I don't know what to do. Is there anything else that I guess maybe enroll in some tutoring? Something. At this point, I've exhausted all of my options. So.
While we do have programs, I set up this arrangement, just to get an understanding of what's going on, of what could possibly factor why your son is doing too well right now in school. It could be the transition, going into high school. But how is your son's relationship within the family? Do you guys all get along?
He bumps heads with his older brother a lot, and he always tells him that you're not my father. I think my oldest son, he does try to put on the father role. He really does try to be a male figure for him. But I know where the bias comes from because his older brother's also been in trouble, been in almost the same thing he has. But I'm trying to tell him that his brother got out. His brother's doing 5 times more better than once, where he was. He doesn't like listening to his sister. His sister is a year